Good morning and good day. We welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to today's education-based Indiana High School Athletic Association varsity boys baseball game. This radio coverage is made possible through audiosportsonline.net. That's ASO. That's Rob Kendall. Rob Kendall from the Kendall and Casey Show. Weekday morning, 9 to noon on 93.1 FM. That's WIBC.com. Today's game is going to feature the Logansport Berries as they visit Central Catholic Knights. This game was to take place last evening, 6 o'clock start. Didn't get to happen. The state of Indiana was covered by serious storms and weather, and that's an understatement. Pray for our state of Indiana. So both teams are going out there. They're going to play for the Hoosier Conference crossover game. Crossover game getting ready to happen here momentarily. It'll be an 11 o'clock game. The Knights are going to play a two-game day right here at Central Catholic. The second game, they'll play Greencastle, the Tiger Cubs. And that game is slated to start at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock game. And I'm hoping my wife is listening. If she could text or call Robbie, let him know that the second game is a 2 o'clock start. Because he wanted to stay on the air. You can let me know, Paula. Appreciate that. They're going with the starting lineup right now. We'll mention starting lineup for the Logansport Bears. They will bat first, and they will bat like this. Batting first, number 12, Megan Kitchell. He'll play right field. Batting second, number 18, Bryson Herb. He'll play left field. Batting third, number 2, Braylon Ritchie. He'll be the DH. He will bat in place of the pitcher, number 13, Carson Dukes. Batting fourth will be number 10, Camden Chapman. He'll play first base. Batting fifth, number 7, Michael Rogers. He'll play center field. Batting sixth, number 6, Grady Alexander. He'll do the catching. Batting seventh, number 14, Taylor Albright. He'll play second base. Batting eighth, number 19, Jose Portilla. He'll play third base. And batting ninth will be number 1, Aiden Swank. He'll play the shortstop position. So, we'll mention not very loud, evidently, on the headset. We'll try to capture that problem here for a moment here. See if my wife can listen in. She can let me know. Undo this headset just for a little bit. We moved this. Paul, can you hear me? Is it getting louder? Let me know if this is louder. We're going to stand for the prayer and national anthem.
Our Heavenly Father, help these athletes to see the things that last in this changing world. Keep their eyes always fixed on you. Help them to be good students, strong athletes, and an example of good faith. Help them be just and fair in all their endeavors, and give them the strength for strengthening their life. And ask this in Christ our Lord. Amen.
That was our national anthem. Nothing sounds better than the anthem here in the United States. We'll mention you might not have heard everything. Paula says that the volume is much better. I do have a new headset and a new microphone. Got that last weekend after the Saturday game. I was having difficulty. Had that other microphone headset for a couple of years, maybe 3, almost 3. Still have warranty. So that was good. It cost me a little more. I bought a little better microphone this time. But we'll hope it'll work well. We'll mention next game. Second game for the Knights today is going to be Greencastle. That was deemed to be at Greencastle. They elected to go ahead and play here. Had some serious rain last night. The Greencastle Tiger Cubs will be here for 2 o'clock estimated start time. The Knights are going to pitch today with Lucas Gerke. Lucas Gerke wears number 10. Lucas Gerke will mention a little bit about him. His season doing quite well on his season. Knights get close. Get close to postseason along with Logansport. We'll mention Lucas Gerke on the season, 35 innings under his belt. He has 7 games participation. He has started 6. He's thrown 583 pitches to 154 batters. He's got a win-loss record of 4 wins, 1 loss. 30 hits. He's given up 30 hits, 17 runs. 8 runs were earned. He has struck out 45 batters. 18 of those batters went down looking. He has walked 14, and he has hit 3 batters along the way. So they're getting ready to play right now. Home plate umpire checking to make sure we're ready for the broadcast. That was nice. Only Dan Adams has done that before. That was very nice. Stepping into bat. Be digging Kitchell. First pitch of the ball game to Kitchell. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. 10:59 a.m. That was a good break. Righty against a righty. Dagan Kitchell was kind of bailing out. Here comes the second pitch from Gerke. Breaking pitch low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Early going, top of the first inning. Central Catholic hosting Logansport Berries. Working in the Hoosier Conference crossover game. Third pitch. Line shot gets by the shortstop. That was Gutwein, and that was a rocket. Difficult play to make. He goes into center field. Base hit off the bat of Dagan Kitchell. So second batter going to step in. We're going to see it. Lefty, it's going to be number 18, Bryson Herb. Bryson Herb's going to step in to bat for the Berries. Working the closed stance, working from the stretch. Lucas Gerke now out of the set position. Modestly at first base for Kitchell. Square into bunt early. Lets the ball come in. It's outside edge, called strike. Pulled the bat back. Elected not to attempt. Signals being given. Third base coach right there. That's Dan Fry. Dan Fry, head coach for the Logansport Berries. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch. Back door, swing and a miss. Bryson Herr goes down the count 0-2. Nobody out. Second batter here in the top of the first inning. Runner at first base. Base hit off the bat of Dagan Kitchell. Working out the stretch. Now the set for Gerke. Check first. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul ball, back to the screen. Jackson Kane is doing the catching today for the Knights. We'll go around the infield here in just a moment. No balls, 2 strikes. Peering in, looking at signals, out of the stretch. Lucas Gerke now out of the set position. Checks Kitchell at first. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Outside of ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jackson Kane, the catcher, wears number 3. At first base, it's number 30, Gus Sandberg. Second base, number 12, Alex Schumer. Shortstop, Hudson Gutwein, wears number 9. Third base, 14, Jonah Gerke. Pitch comes in, shot to second base, going to tag him out, and Jackson Kane throws rope to second base, and there is 1 out on the diamond. And Dagan Kitchell will jog off the surface. So pitch comes in outside at the ball. Jackson Kane throws a strike. Bases are empty. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. outside a ball, well outside by Gerke. Kind of a windy day. It's hit and miss. When the wind's blowing, it's blowing pretty good. Going from left field to right field. Here comes a pitch outside ball four. So they'll get another base runner. It's going to be ball four to Bryson Herr. Bryson Herr at first base now. We're going to see a right-handed batter, the three-hitter, number two, Braylon Ritchie. Braylon Ritchie, he is the DH in the ballgame for the Berries. Batting for Carson Dupes, the pitcher. Out of set, Gerke checks first. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, got the edge. Strike called. Right base and a right. No balls, one strike. One out. Runner at first base is Bryson Herr for the Berries. Here's the pitch. Swung on, he'll pop it foul right side out of play. Count goes 0-2 to Herr. Right-handed batter. Braylon Ritchie in the box. Three-hitter. Bryson Herr is at first base. He drew a walk. Peering in, looking at signals. Lucas Gerke. Out of set position. Checks first. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on, ground ball. Shortstop Gutwein. They go 6-4. They'll go to 3. And that ball gets by first baseman Sandberg. It was an outside. He had to make a good play. So safe at first base, but they get the force out at second base. So a fielder's choice, and Braylon Ritchie is at first base with 2 outs. So stepping in, we're going to see the 4-hitter, number 10, Camden Chapman, first baseman. Peering in, looking at signals, out of stretch. Gerke, here's the pitch to Chapman. Breaking pitch high for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of stretch, now the set for Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Right-handed batter, straightaway stance. 4-hitter, number 10, Camden Chapman. Peering in, looking at signals from Jackson Kane. Out of set, Lucas Gerke. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, ground ball, Gutwein. Short hop, he'll field it and throw across the diamond, and they'll get the put out with Gus Sandberg. So the Knights get out of the inning. They leave 1 on base due to the Logansport Berries. There's 1 hit in the inning, and that was Deacon Kitchell. And after half an inning, it's a 0-0 ball game. Knights are going to bat coming up in the bottom of the first inning. We'll mention a little bit about each school. First, we'll talk about the Logansport Berries. Logansport Berries. They're Class 3A, Sectional 23. Their school was founded in 1871. They have a school enrollment of 1226. Class 3A, Sectional 23, 7 in that sectional. Their sectional will be played at Logansport High School. That's synthetic field turf. Good stuff. In their sectional is Logansport, Mechaniqua, Northwestern, Peru, Twin Lakes, West Lafayette, Western. The principal at Logansport High School is Matt Jones. The athletic director is Brian Strong. The assistant athletic director is Deb Stevens. And the athletic secretary, thankful for her, that's Sabrina Guire. Logansport High School is located at 1 Berry Lane, Logansport, Indiana, 46947. You can reach them by phone at 574-753-0441. On the web, it's berryathletics.com. They wear the collars red and black. They're going with the red jerseys and the white pants today. They're in the Hoosier Conference, and you know the Hoosier Conference made up of 9 teams. Head coach for the Logansport Berries is Coach Dan Fry. We're going to throw one down second base. Frozen rope off the right hand of Grady Alexander. So the Knights going to send to the plate, first batter. Number 9, Hudson Gutwein. Gutwein, a right-handed batter. Going to step in here in the bottom of the first inning. Good day for baseball. A lot better than yesterday. But we got to live with the good and the bad. Here comes a pitch from Carson Dukes. Strike called. Left-handed pitcher, Carson Dukes. Working right there on the diamond. Peering in, looking at signals from his catcher, Grady Alexander. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, second base. Taylor Albright fields it. Throws next door, gets the put out with Camden Chapman. And there's one out here in the bottom of the first inning. Carson Dukes, he wears number 13. He's got an ERA of 1.07. 6 wins, 1 loss. This is appearance number 8 for Carson Dukes. Stepping in at bat for the Knights. 2-hitter number 12, Alex Schumer. Peering in, looking at signals out of the windup. Long pier. Comes a windup, glove overhead. First pitch comes in low for ball 1. Carson Dukes on the season, he's thrown 39 and a third innings. He's given up 22 hits, 9 runs. 6 of those runs were earned. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, base hit over second base. Going to get to the grass, picked up in right center field by the center fielder, Micah Rogers. And Alex Schumer gets himself aboard with a base hit. Carson Dukes on the season, he's walked 17 batters. He has struck out 26. He has faced 158 batters, 563 pitches. That's Carson Dukes. He's a member of the senior class. Peering in, looking at signals out of the stretch. Carson Dukes out of set position, looks at Schumer at first. Left-handed pitcher, here comes the pitch. Swung on, going to pop it up. Going to go shallow, left center field. Coming over to make the catch is left fielder Bryson Herr. And jogging back to first base is Alex Schumer. And there's 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. So both teams, they got a guy on base. Megan Kitchell was thrown out at second base, but Bryson Herr drew a walk. So both teams get base runners. Should be a good game. Peering in, looking at signals. Jackson Kane, the batter, batting in the 4th spot. Out of the set. Carson Dukes, here's the pitch. High above the zone, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. Peering in, look at signals. Out of the stretch, Carson Dukes. Long pier, gets his signal. Alexander, now the set position. Here comes a pickoff move, first base, nonchalant. No tag applied by Chapman. Getting back, standing up is Schumer. 1-0 count, Jackson Kane, right-handed batter. His batting average and on base have been climbing as of late. Here comes the pitch. Outside edge, strike call. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Senior athlete. Jackson Kane, he's going to play linebacker at DePaul next fall. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, swing and a miss. Might have been a foul tip in the glove. Nevertheless, count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kane going to step back in. Runner at first base for the Knights is Alex Schumer. Got himself aboard. Base hit to right center field. Out of the pick-off move. Take off a second. Going to be in a difficult situation. And the ball beats him to second base. They tag him. And the Knights are out in the inning. And Jackson Kane going to start the bottom of the second in the batter's box with a brand new count. We'll go ahead and mention around the diamond for Logansport. As mentioned, Carson Dukes does the pitching. He wears number 13. The catcher is number 6, Grady Alexander. First base, Camden Chapman wears number 10. At second base, number 14, Taylor Albright. At shortstop, number 1, Aiden Swank. At third base, number 19, Jose Portilla. And in left field, it's number 18, Bryson Herr. Center field, number 7, Micah Rogers. And in right field, number 12, Megan Kitchell. And we'll finish up, we'll mention Logansport Berries, they're sectional. Their sectional will happen like this. First game going to feature Logansport and Twin Lakes. That'll be game one. That'll be on Wednesday, May the 28th. That'll be a 5 o'clock ball game. And then they'll come back the next day on Thursday evening on the 29th. Be a 5 o'clock game. It'll be Western and West Lafayette. And then the second game on that same Thursday, 7:30 on the 29th, it's going to be Mechaniqua and Northwestern. The winner of Western, West Lafayette, will play the winner of Mechaniqua, Northwestern. And that'll happen on Saturday, the 31st. That'll be a 5 o'clock game. But prior to that one, it's going to be Peru. Peru drew the bye. They'll play a 3 o'clock game on the 31st versus the winner of Logansport and Twin Lakes. First pitch, top of the second inning, and drive it to right field shallow. Try to make the play, and does make the play. Steenberg, pretty good range out there in about 40, 50 feet down the line in the grass. And making the first out, I should mention that ball was off the bat of 5-hitter number 7, Michael Rogers, the center fielder. Stepping in the back for Logansport. It's going to be number 6, the 6-hitter, the catcher, Grady Alexander. Backs left. Here comes a pitch from Gerke, outside a ball with a fastball. But Grady Alexander, not sure if he's a switch hitter. He may be. Batting left now, he's a right-handed catcher. Here comes a pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Gerke getting acclimated there on the pitcher's row. Here comes a wind and the pitch. Pitch comes in above the zone, ball 3. Trying to find that release point here in the top of the second inning. Holding that ball not quite long enough. Here comes a pitch. Low for ball 4, a 4-pitch walk for Grady Alexander. We'll see if he gets the courtesy runner, and he will. Jogging out to do the running is going to be number 17, Max Kitchell. Max Kitchell, senior class member. He's at first base now. So Grady Alexander will put his gear on. There's 1 out. We're in the the top of the second inning. Peering in, looking at signals. In the batter's box, Taylor Albright. Where's number 14? Pitch comes in high above the zone. Ball 1. Taylor Albright bats in the 7th spot. Plays second base for Coach Fry. Albacete checks first base. Here comes the pitch. Just low. Ball 2. And Jackson King going to jog out. I'm going to talk with Lucas Gerke. So 2 balls, no strikes. Home plate umpire going to walk out, make himself visible, and they'll break up the meeting. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out. Runner at first base for Logansport. Grady Alexander drew a 4-pitch walk. Doing the running for him now is Max Kitchell, number 17. We're going to have a stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in. Strike called. Fastball. Count goes 2-1 to Taylor Albright. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Just step back in. You got signals from Coach Dan Fry. Albacete. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Pitch comes in. They're going to call it a strike. Outside edge. Count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Home plate. Going to earn a dusting right there. 2-2 count, 1 out. Top of the second inning, no score. Logansport and Central Catholic. That has happened many times. Albacete, Gerke. Here comes a 2-2. Pitch comes in above the zone. Ball 3. 3-2 count. They used to call it full count. They decided they wanted to go ahead and just call that 3-2. Get rid of that full count verbiage. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. On his horse was Max Kitchell. He was taken off for second base with 1 out. So 3-2 count once again. Stepping back in. 7 hitter, number 14, Taylor Albright, working from the stretch. Now the set for Lucas Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. He'll go down swinging, and there are 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Stepping in, it's going to be the third baseman. Where's number 19? Jose Portilla. Portilla going to step in, right-handed batter's box. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the set position. Gerke, first pitch to Portilla. Swung on, he'll pop it up. Playable. Foul territory, first base side. Called for by Sandberg. And Gus Sandberg makes the catch. So the Knights get out of the inning. And he will bat again. We'll mention that's Jose Portilla. Take that back. He's popped out. And then we'll go to the bottom of the second inning. After 1.5, no score here at Central Catholic in the Hoosier Conference crossover game. We'll go ahead and mention happening this weekend. We're pretty sure they didn't play any yesterday. So we'll talk about the Hoosier Conference crossover. Playing in the crossover game, the teams line up like this. It was supposed to happen yesterday. Keep that in mind. Home team, Rensselaer Central. Visiting team, Hamilton Heights. Home team, Twin Lakes. Visiting team, Western. Home team, West Lafayette. Visiting team, Tipton. Home team, Central Catholic. Visiting team, Logansport. Logansport Bears and the Central Catholic Knights. Baseball here on a Friday. We do thank you for tuning in. I'm going to have to adjust part of my note sheet. And so they're still getting warmed up right there on the surface. Central Catholic going to bat here in the bottom half of the first inning. They're working around the diamond right there. Mr. Adams does a fine job. Should say him. Cummings. Bob Cummings. The facilities. Looking very nice. They're going to step in the bat right now. It's going to be Jackson Kane. Jackson Kane is batting when the out was forced at second base. Schumer was thrown out. That pickoff move was difficult. Good pickoff by Dubes. First pitch comes in outside edge. Strike call. Jackson Kane steps back in, straightaway stance. Here comes a wind and the pitch from Dubes. Swung on, ground ball, base hit. On the ground between third base and shortstop. Jackson Kane gets himself aboard with a single. So next batter going to step in for the Knights. It's going to be the 5-hitter, number 30, Gus Sandberg. Gus Sandberg will step in. He's playing first base in this ball game. Has already been busy. Caught a foul ball, foul territory. Caught that good ball behind first base in fair territory. And has the put out. Working from the stretch, now the set. Dude shows the pitch. Breaking pitch low for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Looking at signals. Coach Bortman giving some signals. Ian Clapp stepping back in the box. Gus Sandberg. We're now stretch, now the set for Dubes. Here's the pitch. Pitch comes in low. Breaking pitch. The short off the glove. Good block by Grady Alexander, the catcher. So Jackson Kane stays at first base. 2 balls, no strikes. Peering in, looking at signals out of stretch. Now the set for Carson Dubes. Here comes the pitch. Outside ball 3. Gus Sandberg. He's a bulky looking guy. He plays football. He plays the offensive and defensive line. I'm guessing Dubes looks in at him and sees a pretty good sized young man there. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Pitch comes in, strike call. 3-1 count to Sandberg. Several signals given. Coach Boardman. 3-1, peering in, looking at signals out of the stretch. Carson Dubes. Now out of the set position, here's the 3-1. Swung on, he'll go the other way. He's going to have some elevation. Caught in right field by Dagan Kitchell. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Staying put at first base. That was a line shot. So still at first base is Jackson Kane. Stepping into bat for the Knights. It's going to be the six hitter, number 33, DJ Gilkey. He's doing the DHing today. He's batting for the third baseman, Jonah Gerke. Jonah Gerke wears number 14. Pitch comes in, breaking pitch, misses the dish, ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Peering in, looking at signals, out of the stretch. Getting a signal from Grady Alexander, the catcher. Third base in on the lift, that's Jose Portilla. Lift the grass at third base, out of the set. Dukes. Long look at first base. Long look, then call time. It's going to be called there. Left-handed batter's box by DJ Gilkey. That's a long time to wait, and sometimes I believe the pitcher. That's by design. Just wait if the batter wants to call time. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. DJ Gilkey batting for the Knights. Here in the bottom of the second inning. Runner at first base, Jackson Kane. Out of the set, pickoff move. Kane's back safely, standing up. And then no tag by Camden Chapman, the first baseman. Peering in, looking at signals, out of the stretch, now the set. For Carson Dukes, here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball by the first baseman. That was a shot, going to be a base hit into right field, picked up by Kitchell. He'll toss it back in, hit the cutoff, Albrights. And the Knights have runners at first and second base with 1 out. Knights going to send to the plate right-handed batter, number 13, Calvin Reisman. Reisman is back playing for the Knights. He took a few, 3 or 4 games off. Kind of ailed back, worked back. He's doing well. Right-handed batter. Out of the set, Deuce. Here comes a pitch to Reisman. Swung on, he'll foul this one right side, out of play. Calvin Reisman playing center field for Coach Bordnay. Jackson Kane is at second base. DJ Gilkey at first base. Out of set for Dukes. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch, foul ball. Going to stay around home plate right there. And the count goes 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Just step back in. Right-handed batter's box. Calvin Reisman. 0-2 count. Peering in, looking at Satan. Left-handed pitcher, Carson Dukes. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. High and outside, ball 1. 1-2 count. Sun is glistening. Very nice day. They say it might get up just a little above 70 degrees. Working from the stretch, now the set. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, check swing, foul ball. Go out in front of the Logansport Berries third base dugout. He got around early on that one. So Logansport using the third base dugout. The Knights like the first base dugout here at Central Catholic. The Indianapolis Indians, they like the first base dugout. I think they're using the third base now. Don't quote me. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, drop third, but I'm occupied at first base. Can't outrun. Count. There you go. You strike out swinging, and there are 2 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Knights have 2 aboard. Let's step into bat. Central Catholic. 8 hitter, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk. Left fielder. Right-handed batter. Working out a stretch, now the set. He'll check second base. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in, strike call, fastball. Count goes 0-1. Brennan Van Kirk. He got 15 RBI. He got a duck on the pond at second base with Jackson Kane. Out of set, here's the pitch. Outside the ball. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning, no score. Out the set for Dukes. We'll check second a couple of times. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, you'll foul this one right side, out of play. Stays right with breaking pitch. Brendan Van Kirk. Brendan Van Kirk. Step back in. Van Kirk, the member of the junior class. Out of set position. Duke checks second base. Here comes the pitch. Taking off for third base. Going to be dropped there and no play to make at either base with a double steal on for the Knights. So the Knights runners move up 90 feet. BJ Gilkey is at second base. Jackson Kane is at third base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitcher from the windup, Carson Dubes shows the pitch. Outside, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. First base is open. Peering in, looking at signals. Long Pierre working out a windup. Here comes the glove overhead. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 4. Would have been a breaking pitch or a slider. Finished inside low. So Brendan Van Kirk is now at first base, and the Knights have all bases occupied here in the bottom of the second inning. Going to step in with the 9-hitter, number 5, Colton Minnick. Colton Minnick going to step in. He's got 6 RBI on the season. 47 plate appearances, 34 at-bats. Here comes the pitch. Foul tip in the glove, strike 1. Colton Minnick right on time with Carson Dukes. Colton steps back in, straightaway stance. Right-handed batter. Working from the windup, here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball. Back to the pitcher, he's going to field it. Throw across his body, and he'll get the put out at first base with Camden Chapman. And the Knights leave 3 on base. The Knights cannot score. They do not score in the bottom of the second inning. So both teams looking to score their first run at the end of 2 innings of play. Central Catholic, 0. Logansport, 0. And we'll mention a little bit about Central Catholic and the Knights. We'll mention Lafayette Central Catholic. The school was founded in 1956. They have a school enrollment of 302. They're currently 16 wins, 4 losses on the season. And I probably should mention that Logansport Berries are 14-9 on the season. We'll mention Central Catholic now in Class 2A, Sectional 37. There are 7 in their sectional. Their sectional will happen right here at Gordon Lemmy Field. In their sectional will be Benton Central, Delphi, Lafayette Central Catholic, North Montgomery, Rensselaer Central, Seeger, Western Boone. The principal at Central Catholic High School is Darrell Beck. The athletic director is Tim Bourdonnais. The assistant AD is Charlie Roberts. The athletic trainers, they are Sarah Igo and AJ, that's Abigail Griesky. And I will mention Central Catholic High School is located at 2410 South 9th Street, Lafayette, Indiana, 47909. You can reach them by phone at 765-474-2496. On the web, it's lccathletics.com. There were the colors, navy blue and white, that they perform in the Hoosier Conference. We'll talk about the Hoosier Conference. Surely we will. The head coach of the Knights is Coach Tim Bourdonnais. He's a 1987 Central Catholic graduate. First pitch fouled back to the screen. The 9-hitter, number 1, Aiden Swank, shortstop, right on time with that baseball. No balls, 1 strike, working from the windup. Lucas Kirky, here comes the 0-1 pitch. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Going to say it got the top of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes, right-handed batter. Aiden Swank, here comes the wind in the pitch. Outside a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck is the 1-hitter. Leadoff batter in today's ballgame, number 12, Dagan Kitchell. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, well above the zone, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. First batter in the top of the 3rd. No score here at Central Catholic. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, you'll foul this one back. Count remains 2-2. to number 1, Asian Swank. Step back in, tap the plate. Peering in, looking at signals out of the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Breaking pitch finishes inside and low. Ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 count, nobody out. Top of the third, here comes the pitch. Swung on and take it to right field. Going to back up the right fielder. Going to be a difficult catch to make. Could not make the catch. Colton Minnie picks it up on the warning track. It's going to be a 2-base hit off the bat of Aiden Swank, the shortstop for the Berries. We'll take that lower apparatus off. Coach would jog out, meet him halfway, pick it up. And we're going to see Dagan Kitchell going to step in. Dagan Kitchell, we'll mention, on the season, Dagan Kitchell batting .377. He'll step in, Dagan Kitchell. He's played in 22, should say 23 games. Here comes the pitch. The cut, swinging a miss. Down goes 0-1. That's Kitchell for 22 games. It's a 14-9 record, 23 games. Now, they beat Rochester 5-1 most recently. A couple of days ago, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. The breaking pitch finished outside. Kitchell takes a wave at it. Count goes 0-2. Kitchell on the season, 450 on base. He's played appearances. He has 80 plate appearances. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in. Strike him out. They say top of the zone. Kitchell elected not to swing. And he'll go down looking. There's 1 out. Here in the top of the third. The runner at second base. 2-base hit off the bat of Aiden Swank. He's at second now. Stepping in, 2-hitter number 18, Bryson Herr. Left-handed batter. On set, Gerke. Here's the pitch. Healthy catch. Swing and a miss. Bryson Herr. Where's number 18? He's also played in 22 games. I have 22 game notes. Double check here. I have the wrong page of notes here. I've got a day late. But we'll try to get that. I did make them out twice. Pitch comes in outside the ball. I'm going to try to find accurate notes. Double check here. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Out of set position. Here comes the pitch. Outside the ball. Got the green cast notes here. Look back in here a little deeper. We might go with these notes and think we will. Out of set. Lucas Gerke becomes the pitch. Outside edge. Bryson Herr going to take a strike outside edge. Count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, peering in, out of the stretch. Now the set. Swank is at second base. There's 1 out. Logansport batting top of the third inning. Pitch comes in low and outside. Full count again. Lucas Gerke seeing quite a few full counts early in this game. We're going to stretch, now the set. Then look at second. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swung on, shot to third base. Caught there by Jonah. Jonah Gerke, and he'll toss the ball back to his older brother. And there are, double check here, 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. So Swank is still at second base. 2-base hit. Lead off the inning. Stepping in, number 2, Braylon Ritchie, the DH. Right-handed batter facing the right. Gerke, pitch comes in, swing and a miss. So Braylon Ritchie has played in 20 ball games, batting .317, .408 on base percentage, 71 plate appearances, 60 at-bats. He's got 19 hits on the season. And he'll take one to center field. He's going to move the center fielder, Calvin Reisman, to his left. He's playing about the right depth, and he'll make the catch. So the Knights get out of the inning. 1 hit in the inning. That was Aiden Swank. two-base hit. And the Knights will bat in the bottom of the third. We still have no score. No score on the diamond. And we'll finish it out. Lafayette Central Catholic Knights. I'm going to go with the Hoosier Conference football. Hoosier Conference football. This is the way it'll stack up this coming fall. Big school division. Big school division will be Hamilton Heights, Logansport, Twin Lakes, West Lafayette, Western. Small school division, 4 teams. It'll be Benton Central, Central Catholic, Rensselaer Central, Tipton Blue Devils. So still 9 teams, and I will mention Central Catholic Knights. Their sectional they will host starting up on Wednesday, the 28th. There'll be one game on Wednesday, the 28th. That'll be a 6 o'clock ball game. It'll be Central Catholic and Rensselaer Central. The winner of that game will play on Saturday at 1 o'clock p.m. versus Benton Central. And then on the 29th, that's on a Thursday, May 29th, it'll be Delphi and North Montgomery. Those will add at 5:30. And then the 7:30 game will be Western Boone and Seeger. And then the semi-final right there. So it's either going to be Benton Central or maybe Central Catholic or Rensselaer Central going against either Delphi or North Montgomery or Western Boone and Seeger. And they'll have the final game on Monday, the 2nd. Memorial Day, that'll be a 6 o'clock start for the championship. First pitch comes in low and inside to Gutwein. Count goes 1-0. Gutwein on the season played in 20 ball games. Out of the 21, batting .386. Here comes the wind and the pitch from Dubes. Outside edge, fastball called strike. Count goes 1-1. Gutwein has a .602 on base percentage in 88 plate appearances. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and taken back up the middle, base hit. One hop into the glove of center fielder Michael Rogers. And Hudson Gutwein gets himself aboard with hit number 23 on the season. He now has 13 singles on the season. So stepping into bat, already has one hit in the ball game. Number 12, Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer, left-handed batter. The square to bunt early. In at third base big time is Jose Portilla. Probably about 30 feet from home plate. Working from the stretch, now the set. They're going to call time. They're going to call a ball on the batter. So that was a new call right there. We're going to call a timing play right there. The pitcher has so much time to release the ball. And Coach Fry, conversation right there. So they did not pitch. Schumer was in the bunt position, squared to bunt, and Dubes does not release the pitch. They call ball 1. Here comes the pitch. Ball 2, ball comes in low. So 2 balls, no strikes to Schumer. That was a new one. I've seen that called in Babe Ruth, not in high school. With no time clock. Here comes the pitch. Outside edge, strike call. Count goes 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Signals given. Runner at first base for the Knights. Here comes the pitch. Swung on a foul one. Playable. Third base side. Foul territory. Caught by Jose Portilla. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So stepping into bat for the Knights going to be number 10. Lucas Kirk. Lucas Kirk will step in after getting signals. He's the 3-hitter. Gerke batting .345 in 21 games, played in all of them. He'll take a first pitch called strike. No balls, 1 strike. He'll step out, step back in. Here comes a pickoff move, first base. Nonchalant. And Chapman elects not to make the tag. So modest lead there at first base. Goot Wine. Foul ball out of play off the bat of Lucas Gerke. Count goes 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Peering in, looking at St. Tyler stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pickoff move again, first base. Chapman does put a tag on Gutwine. He gets back safe, standing up. Jackson Kane is on deck for the Knights. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and go to the left field. Has some air under it. Coming in to make the catch is Bryson Hurd. So Lucas Gerke goes the other way, flies out to left field. And there are 2 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Next batter in the lineup, as mentioned, number 3. Jackson Kane batting in the 4th spot. Today's ball game. Mikey Stapleton, he'll be back. Mikey's not in the lineup today. Pickoff move, first base, no tag applied by Chapman. Nonchalant pickoff move. We may see a cameo appearance from Mikey Stapleton in this ball game. We'll see. Here comes a pitch. Outside a ball. Count goes 1-0 to Kane. Jackson Kane, right-handed batter, facing the lefty. Carson Dukes out of set position. The check first. Here comes the 1-0. Nope, pickoff move again. No tag applied by Chapman. Not much of a leadoff right there. Just trying to keep Gutwine close to first base for his catcher, Grady Alexander. Gutwine has some wheels. Pickoff move, no tag applied. Hudson Gutwine on the season has 12 stolen bases. He's been thrown out 2 times. Mikey Stapleton not in the ball game. He's got 13 stolen bases and has not been thrown out. Full swing, foul ball. Back to the screen by Kane. 1 ball, 1 strike. Step back in. Jackson Kane peering in, looking at St. Tyler stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pickoff move again. First base. No tag applied by Chapman. And I'm sure the outfielders kind of twiddling their fingers, their thumbs actually. Working out a stretch. Now the set. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch called strike. Throw to second base. Safe at second base. Couldn't hold the baseball, but I believe he was safe anyway. The throw was taken by Albright, the second baseman. So Hudson Gutwine picks up another stolen base. So he's got 13 on the season. Tied with Mikey Stapleton. Stapleton, no, has not been thrown out. Out of set. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And they're going to call time on the surface. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This game has become strategic. There's no score. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here comes the pitch. Back tight for a ball. Count goes 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jackson King stepping back in, batting .361, 500 on base percentage. That's in 79 plate appearances. Just pitch inside tight. Get by the catcher. I should say he'll short hop it, keep it laterally to his left. Alexander. And Hudson Gutwine elects not to take off for third base. He'd have been reading the dirt right. We might be at third base now. 3-2 count, 2 outs. Out of set. Check second base. Here's the pitch. Swung on, swing and a miss. And the Knights are going to set down. They'll come out. They'll pick up their gloves. So the Knights come up with no runs. They leave a runner at second base. It's Hudson Gutwine. Gutwine with a base hit in the inning. And after 3 completes, Central Catholic 0, Logansport 0, and home plate umpire Coach Fry going to talk about that play. Probably worth talking about. We'll mention today's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Honey Creek Resort. Honey Creek Resort, what a beautiful place to be. You can plan your vacation or maybe just a weekend getaway. Honey Creek Resort, with 840 acres of fantastic nature, fun, and recreation adventures are only a 1 day's drive away. That's Honey Creek Resort in southern Iowa, where fellow Hoosiers Beth and Terry Henderson have an amazing lodge and cabin. They got several cabins with fabulous fishing, boating, golfing, horse carriages, and much, much more. Truly amazing adventures and hospitality await you at honeycreekresort.com. You can make your group, business, or family getaway reservations today. You can reach them by phone at 641 724 1450. Again, 641 724 1450. So we're going to start up here. Top of the fourth inning. Stepping in for Logansport, number 10, Camden Chapman, the first baseman. Camden Chapman, 21 games, batting 233, 347 on base percentage. Breaking pitch in there for a strike called. Count goes 0-1. Chapman, 72 plate appearances, 60 at bats. Second pitch, inside edge. Breaking pitch called strike. Strike two. For no balls, two strikes from the windup, Lucas Gerke. Swung on, ground ball. Shortstop, Hudson Gutwein gloves it. He'll throw across the diamond. First tough play to make there by Sandberg. That's almost come off the bag to try to catch that short hop. And it's going to be safe at first. And it's going to be at E6 on the throw. So stepping into bat, we're going to see the 5-hitter, number 7, Micah Rogers. Center fielder, right-handed batter. Micah Rogers in 20 games, batting 244, 367 on base percentage. He has 10 hits on the season, 7 singles, 3 doubles. He's going to square early. Here comes the pitch. Tries to get the bunt down. Home plate umpire says he did offer. Count goes 0-1. So they're going to try to bunt and then run. It's not going to be a run and bunt or simultaneous. Being careful there at first base. It's Chapman. Here comes the pitch. He'll put a bunt down, foul territory. Back behind the catcher. Kane picks it up. Count goes 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. He'll step back in. Not many signals given for this particular pitch. 0-2 count. For Michael Rogers. Now it's stretch. Now it's set with Gerke. Here comes the pitch. He is going to square the bunt. Pulls the bat back. Snap throw to first base. One hop. Good play by Gus Sandberg. Back safely is Chapman. Head first to first base. So Jackson came and put that earpiece back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Micah Rogers showed bunt with the 0-2 count. Out of set position. Gerke, he's going to square again. Here comes the pitch. Pitch comes in. Strike called. Might have been a breaking pitch. Pull the bat back, and you'll go down looking. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning.
That's number 6.
So stepping into bat, we're going to see number 6-hitter, Grady Alexander, the catcher. Alexander will step in. He's got 34 plate appearances, 28 at-bats. And now it's stretch. Now the set position for Gerke. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, full swing, foul ball, right side. From the left-handed bat of Grady Alexander up in front of the Knights dugout. The no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. No score in this game. Hit department, we'll mention. Logansport has 2. Central Catholic have 4. Out of set for Gerke. Here's the pitch. Swung on the foul. This one back. Well out of play. You're going to get the adjoining property owners. That piece of grass back there. It'd be hard to retrieve. The no balls, 2 strikes. Peering in, looking to see Lucas Gerke. Checks first base, out of stretch. Now the set position. Here comes the pitch. inside low. Ball one. One ball, two strikes. Grady Alexander. Left-handed batter does the catching. One out. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Berge. Swing and miss. And he'll go down looking, and there are two outs here in the top of the fourth inning. Next batter going to step in. Going to be the seven hitter, number 14, Taylor Albright. Right-handed batter. He's a second baseman. 38 plate appearances, 30 at bats. Albright batting .342 as an on-base percentage. Pitch comes in high and outside, ball one. Taylor Albright has 6 hits on the season. They're all single. He has 3 RBI. Looking out stretch, now it's set. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Albright. Swung on, ground ball, third base side, foul territory. Gonna roll foul, picked up by DJ Gilkey. The count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-handed batter, step back in. Peering in, looking at signals out of the stretch. Signal from Jackson King. Checks first base. Now the set position. Here comes a 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2-1 count. 2 outs. Top of the fourth. Peering in, looking at signals. Here comes a pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. Hudson Gutwein, high hop, and played off his chest. Gonna throw to first base, safe at first. That was a last second hop that got off his chest right there. Wasn't ready for that. I don't believe anyone in the whole place was ready for that hop. And then Gutwein kind of bounced off his chest. He gathered it before it hit the surface, but could not throw out the runner. Coach Borden gonna jog out and check on his athlete, his one hitter, checking on him, and rightfully so. Hudson Gutwein, quite the athlete. I've seen him play football. That guy can catch passes. I've seen some good receivers in high school, but I've also seen Hudson Gutwein. He's in the upper echelon. Stepping into bat, number 19, Jose Portilla, 8 hitter, plays third base. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Top of the fourth, Logansport Berries, batting. Out of the set, Gerke. Here's the pitch. Inside in the pop one to right field. Shallow coming in to make the catch is right fielder Colton Minnick. Colton Minnick had to run pretty good distance to get to that baseball. He gloves it with just the one hand. So the Knights get out of the jam. Logansport Berries leave 2 on base, first and second base. And we'll go to the bottom of the fourth inning still. Tie ball game after 3.5. We'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Noblesville Trophies. Noblesville Trophies, you can shop them online at noblesvilletrophies.com or stop in if only to browse around. They're located at 1740 South 10th Street, Noblesville, Indiana. They've got trophies, awards, plaques, and more. Fast turnaround. Prices are low. Prices are so low, you may want to be a repeat customer. That's Noblesville Trophy, 1740 South 10th Street, Noblesville, Indiana, 46060. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can reach them by phone at 317-773-7391. NoblesvilleTrophies.com. Stepping in to bat for the Knights, number 30, Gus Sandberg. Plays first base for the Knights, bats in the 5 spot, steps in, right-handed batter, facing the lefty. Dubes, first pitch, outside low, ball 1. Gus Sandberg has played in 18 ball games, batting .353, 478 on base percentage. Here comes a pitch from Dubes. Strike called inside half. 1 ball, One strike. Working from the windup. Here comes a pitch. Just Sandberg, and they call it a strike. They call it a strike on the outside edge. Count goes 1-2. Peering in, looking at signal. 2 feet on the rubber. Right foot in front. Here comes the pitch. Outside, trying to set him up outside. Count goes 2-2. Choking up a little bit off that handle. I heard Pete Rose giving some demonstrations. I tell you what, that guy was tough. Foul ball, left side. He got around on that in a hurry. Count remains 2-2. Pete Rose, I mean, forget about what they said he couldn't get in the hall because of. That guy knew a lot. He's a good demonstrator, good teacher. Here's the 2-2. Inside, you get by the glove of Alexander on a short hop. Count goes full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 4,256 hits in a career. That's 20 games, 20 years. And then here comes the wind and the 3-2. High and away, ball 4. Sandberg going to jog down to first base. First batter here in the bottom of the 4th. Pete Rose said you got to get 200 hits in 20 seasons. He said that's not easy to do. And I would guess not. DJ Gilkey is going to be asked to enter the left-handed batter's box. Runner at first base is Gus Sandberg. Nobody out. First field, the pickoff move, nonchalant. No tag applied by Chapman. Pete Rose played 5 positions in the MLB. Out of set position, here comes the pitch to Gilkey. Healthy catch, swing and a miss. Pete Rose played in 17 All-Star games, and the team he was on won 16 of them. Wow. No balls, 1 strike. Out of the set. Carson Dukes, kickoff move again, first base. Back safety. Standing up is Sandberg. No balls, 1 strike. Peering in, looking at safe. Out of the set position, checks first. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, square in the bunt. It's Gilkey going to foul 1 out of play, left side. A little bit of a punch at it. Got to admit, third baseman Jose Portilla was coming in charging pretty hard on that bunt attempt. You got to be careful. Got to be careful. I tell you what, that ball moves quickly off the bat. Out of set, here comes the 0-2 pickoff move again. Safe at first. Chapman elects to put a tag on it. Safe at first is Sandberg. Peering in, out of stretch. Now out of the set. Here comes the 0-2 to Gilkey. Breaking pitch outside of ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gilkey looking at signals to step back in. Peering in, looking at signals himself. Carson Dukes from Grady Alexander. Out of set, here comes the 1-2 pitch. Strike called. Right below the kneecaps, he'll walk back to the dugout, and he'll go down looking. And there's 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Next batter will step in for the Knights. The 13, Calvin Reisman. Reisman has played in 11 games. This is number 12. 33 plate appearances, 30 at-bats. Right-handed batter. Here comes the pitch from Dukes. Healthy catch, swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike, Reisman. He's got an even 200 batting average. He's climbing. He's definitely climbing. 242 on base percentage. 6 hits, 2 singles, and 4 doubles. Out of the set, here comes the pitch. Healthy catch, swing and a miss. They'll go down in the count. 0-2. 1 out. Bottom of the 4th. Have a runner at first base. Gus Sandberg. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. Outside of ball. 1-2 count for Reisman. Reisman has 4 RBI on the season. He scored 6 runs. He's walked 2 times. And out of set position. Carson Dukes, here's the pitch. Foul 1, right side, out of play. Protecting the zone. Calvin Reisman. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. He'll get signals. He'll step in now. Peering in, looking at signals. Now out of the set position, Carson Dukes. Breaking pitch. The checky swing. He'll foul it off the handle. Home plate umpire is out of baseball. Home plate umpire, right-handed player. I tell you what, you know he played the game. He wouldn't like this job if he didn't play the game. That's pretty much true. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Peering in, looking at signal. Now out of the set, Carson Dukes. Here's the pitch to Reitzman. Gonna pop one up. Foul ball, right side, out of play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Calvin Reitzman. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Reitzman. Step back in. Out of set, Dukes. Here's the pitch. Above the zone. Ball 2. 2-2 count. Might be the best at-bat of the day so far. Stepping back in, Calvin Reitzman. Out of stretch. Carson Dukes. Now the set. Here's the pitch. Swung on. He'll foul one right side down the line. Over the bullpen area. It'll just get out of bounds. So 2-2 count again. Calvin Reitzman gets through the zone pretty quick for that right-handed bat. The Knights have 1 aboard. 1 out. Bottom of the 4th inning. 2-2 count on Calvin Reitzman. Ball made live. Working from the stretch. Now the set. Carson Dukes checks first. Here's the pitch. They'll foul another one. Check swing off the handle. Staying in that box right on time. Carson Dukes going to ask for a different baseball. He'll get one. 2-2, 1 out. Calvin Reitzman. Yep. MLB. The record used to be 14 foul balls in 1 at bat. It's more than that now. Out of set, here comes a 2-2 again. Breaking pitch finishes above the zone. Ball 3. When a guy's fouling him off, home plate umpire is not going to strike you out on any pitch that is not a strike because you're earning the at-bat. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Inside low, ball 4. Calvin Reitzman absolutely earned that based on balls. So he's at first base now. That's going to be walk number 3 on the season for Reitzman. Stepping into bat, we're going to see number 41 here in a moment. Brennan Van Kirk will be the next batter for the Knights. Coach Dan Fry going to walk out. Talk with his pitcher and his catcher. That's all he'll talk to right there at the pitcher's mail. Again, we'll mention this game is in part being brought to you by AGM Auto LLC. AGM doesn't only work under the hood. AGM works toward the recovery and the restoration of the many now beautiful cars, which are now showroom treasures, mechanically and cosmetically. AGM Auto is just 4 miles east on 266th Street there off of Highway 31. That's Hamilton County. You can reach them by phone at 317-984-5283. Again, 317-984-5283. Or on Facebook at AGM Auto. Stepping in. 41. Brennan Van Kirk. Looking from the stretch. Now the set, he'll check second base. Here comes the pitch from Dukes. Now we're going to try a pickoff move. He'll pirouette. He'll go counterclockwise as a lefty. And then he'll make no throw. We're from the stretch. Now the set again. He'll check second. Check it twice. Here comes the first pitch to Van Kirk. Low for ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out. Colton Minnick is on deck. Peering in, looking at Siggins. Out of the stretch. Carson Dukes. Now the set position. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and go to right field. It's going to get down. One hop in the glove of Kitchell. The throw back into the infield. He'll hit the cutoff very nicely as the pitcher, Camden Chapman, takes the cutoff about halfway in the grass there on the infield. Nice play by Kitchell. And it's a base hit off the bat of Brennan Van Kurt. So the Knights have 3 aboard with 1 out. Next batter going to step in. It's going to be number 5, Colton Minnick. He's a 9-hitter. Colton Minnick batting .235 at right-handed batter's box. .422 on base percentage. From the stretch, now the set. Dubes first pitch to Minnick. Swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike. Colton Minnick batting here. The bottom of the 4th inning, no score. 1 out, bases are loaded for the Knights. Out of the set, here comes a pitch from Dubes. Swung on, shot to the shortstop, and they'll go back to third base, and they get a double play. Playing in on the lip of the grass at shortstop, Aiden Swank. And I tell you what, Colton Minnick hit a line drive right at him. Probably couldn't have pictured it any better before the play. And Aiden Swank goes over to shortstop, to third base, Jose Portilla, and they get a quick double play. So the Knights are out of the inning quickly. So it's still no score after 4. So what a play that was, Aiden Swank. We'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Scott G. And Scott Gashaw. When time is good, when you share, you should. Share and share alike. Support Indiana Middle School and High School athletics. We'll also mention this game is in part being brought to you by Discount Copies. Discount Copies, conveniently located at the west edge of Noblesville, Indiana. That's 46062. They're just behind Pizza Hut and next to Goal 32. That's along State Road 32. At Discount Copies, they provide setup services where you can turn your artwork into things such as note cards, notepads, prints, and calendars. And it's never too early to think about personalized Christmas cards. Posters and oversized printing also available. And if you're planning a wedding or you know someone who is, they can print all of your necessary needs. You can reach Discount Copies by phone, 317-773-8783. That's 317-773-8783. Or by Gmail at Discount Copies, the number 96 at gmail.com. Stepping into bat, Logansport. Top of the 5th, first pitch. Comes in, ground ball up the middle. Going to hit second base and veer off of it into center field. Picked up by Reisman. And right there, Hudson Gutwein had a bead on it until it hit second base. So he's behind the bag and that base hit for Logansport. And that base hit comes off the bat of Aiden Swank. If I'm not mistaken, Swank has a double first at bat and now a single. 2 times on base, and he's earned it. First pitch to Kitchell, third base, and get by the glove of Jonah Gerke. Legitimate base hit shot to left field. It's picked up by Van Kirk. And right now, Logansport Berries have 2 aboard. We're in the top of the 5th inning. So infield fly rule is on. We're going to see the left-handed batter again. It's going to be Bryson Herr. Bryson Herr, the 2-hitter, plays left field. And Bryson Herr will step in with a .323 batting average. He's going to square early. Coming in at first base, play the bunt is Sandberg. Pitch comes in outside, ball 1. So Coach Fry trying to move the runners. Nobody out. Runners at first and second base. He's going to square early. Again, that's Bryson Herr. Out of the set, here comes a pitch from Gerke. Pitch comes in, strike called. Herb pulls the bat back. 1-1 count. Left-handed batter, Bryson Herb. Plays left field. Peering in, looking at signal. Out of the set, he'll square again early. Here comes the pickoff move at second base. Ball's going to get by Hudson Gutwine. Ball was off target for Gutwine. Kind of threw it in the path right there of the base runner, Aiden Swank. There was no interference necessary to be called because there was none. The throw was off target, goes into center field. And Swank is now at third base. Staying at first base is Deacon Kitchell. Stepping out in front of the plate. Catcher Jackson King. Stepping in the rubber is Lucas Gerke. Left-handed batter, Bryson Herr. Out of set position, Gerke. Here's the pitch. Swung on and foul this one the other way. You go left side out of play. Count goes 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Step in, step the plate. Peering in, looking at the signals, out of the stretch. Checks first base out of the stretch. Now the set position. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Herr. Swung on, ground ball, back to the pitch. Fielded by Gerke. He'll get the out at first. Deacon Kitchell moves to second base. And staying put at third base is Aiden Swank. There's 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Logansport has runners at second and third base. The next batter to step in going to be the 3-hitter, Braylon Ritchie. Going to be timeout on the diamond, Coach Bourdonnais. Going to walk out, talk with his infield. There's 1 out here in the top of the 5th. 2 aboard, second and third base for Logansport. We'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Fritz and Fishers and Fritz in Noblesville. They are celebrating 43 years in business. That's in the car business, in the heart of the Nickel Plate District there in Fishers. They have late model cars and trucks. Each vehicle pre-delivery inspection. They have 2 Hamilton County locations. 1 location right here in Fishers at 8599 and 116th Street. Right there in Noblesville, right along State Road 32. That's right there in Noblesville, between Noblesville and Westview. And we're back to live action, and Coach Bourdonnais going to elect to intentional walk the 3-hitter, Braylon Ritchie. So he'll go to first base. There's 1 out. Knights have a force out available at any base and home plate. So stepping into bat. 4-hitter, number 10, Camden Chapman. First baseman, out of set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball, second base. They're going to try for 2. 4, 6, 3, and they'll get it. They'll go Schumer to Hudson Gutwine across the diamond. Right there to Gus Sandberg. And the Knights get out of the inning on their own. Double play ball. And what a ball game right here. Pitchers duo. And the Knights are going to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning still. No score on the diamond. And we'll mention today's ball game is also in parts being brought to you by McCormick Printing Impressions. Before we dive back into action, we want to spotlight a business that's been printing success in our community for 50 incredible years. That's McCormick Printing Impressions. From business cards to banners, T-shirts to office supplies, MPI is your local full-service print shop, delivering quality, great service, and creativity in every project. Family owned and operated for 2 generations, MPI knows that your first impression matters. So they make sure it's a good one. Next time you need something printed with perfection, turn to MPI, because at McCormick Printing Impressions, they don't just print, they help you make your best impression. McCormick Printing, they're in Tiffany. 765-675-9556. Nice step in. They're one hitter. Hudson Gutwein batting the bottom of the fifth inning. First pitch from Duke. Ground ball, second base. Taylor Albright fields it and throws next door, gets the put out with Camden Chapman. And there's one out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. So the Knights going to step in. Two hitter. Number 12, Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer's played in all 21 games. He's batting 313, 476 on base percentage. Left-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Pitch comes in low, ball one. Schumer has 87 plate appearances, 64 at-bats. He's got a hit in this ball game. It's a single. Next pitch comes in outside, ball two. Schumer has 17 RBI. He has scored 20 runs. He's walked 16 times. Here comes the pitch. Inside edge, strike call. Count goes 2-1. Alex Schumer has 6 stolen bases. He's been hit by pitch 4 times. Here comes the pitch. Outside half, strike call. Count goes even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the fifth inning. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, he'll take it to center field. Left center, going to have to come in a long way. He'll make the catch. Nice play in center field by Michael Rogers. The Knights have 2 out here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Next batter, we'll see number 10, Lucas Gerke. Gerke's played in all 21 games. Batting 345 in that left-handed batter's box. 550 on base percentage. From the windup, first pitch from Dukes. Outside ball one. Lucas Gerke entering this game, 81 plate appearances, 55 at-bats. Here's the pitch. Low for ball two. 2 balls, no strikes. Gerke has 19 hits. 15 are singles, 3 are doubles. He has 1 home run. Here comes the wind and the pitch. Inside low, ball 3. Lucas Gerke, pretty tall gentleman. Strike zone a little bit different than for Jackson King. Here comes the pitch. We'll call that a strike. Gerke knew it. Count goes 3-1. Take pitch all the way. He'll step back in. Lefty facing a lefty. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, ball 4. So Lucas Gerke earns walk number 17 on the season. The next batter to step in is going to be number 3, Jackson Kane. Jackson Kane batting in the 4 spot today's ball game, doing the catching. He's batting 361 in 21 games. 500 on base percentage. He got 22 hits, 15 singles, 6 doubles, and a home run. Here's the pitch. High and away, ball 1. Jackson Kane has 18 RBI. He's got 20 runs scored. He walked 14 times. Peering in, looking at the out of the set. Here comes the 1-0 pickoff move. First base, a little bit off target. Good play there by Camden Chapman at first base. 1-0 count. Peering in, looking at the Carson Dudes out of the set. Here comes the 1-0. Swung on, going to pop it up. They popped up to shallow, right center field. Called for by the second baseman and caught by Taylor Albright out in the grass, just barely. So the Knights are out of the inning, 3 up, 3 down. The Logansport Berries are going to bat in the top of the 6th inning. Still, no score here in game 1, 12-21 on the wristwatch. And we'll go to the top of the 6th. And we'll also mention this game is in parts being brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment. It's Reynolds Farm Equipment. They're family owned and operated since 1955. You can increase your yield with Reynolds Farm Equipment. They've got tractors, combines, corn pickers, lawn mowers, etc. They have genuine John Deere equipment, new and used equipment available. Extraordinarily the best in the business. Reynolds, You can visit rentals at their Atlanta, Indiana location. It's right there on US 31 at 1451 East, 276th Street, Atlanta, Indiana. They're just 2 miles south of 296th Street, which is the Hamilton-Tipton County line. To reach Reynolds Farm Equipment, they have 5 locations. You can reach any location by dialing 800-333-6947. That's 800-333-6947. Or their Atlanta location, 317-758-4116. So stepping in to bat for Logansport. In the top of the 6th inning is center fielder number 7, Micah Rogers. Micah Rogers going to step in. 20 ball games, he's got an batting average of 244. He'll take a first pitch outside, ball 1. 367 on base percentage. He's got 10 hits, 7 singles, 3 doubles. Swing and a miss. Healthy cut. Count goes 1-1 to Michael Rogers. Here comes a wind in the 1-1 pitch. Above the zone, ball 2. I think last year we saw Micah Rogers now batting for the Berries. A foul one right side. I think it's Micah 6'8". Good verse in the Bible. Do justly, love mercy, walk humbly with your God. Here comes a 2-2 pitch from Gerke. Swing and a miss. So he'll go down swinging. And there's 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Next batter going to step in. Going to be number 6, the 6th hitter. The catcher, Grady Alexander. Alexander going to step in. Left-handed batter. Here comes a wind in the pitch from Gerke. Outside half, too high, called strike. No balls, 1 strike. Here comes a pitch from Gerke. Swung on, you'll take it down the right field line. Bullpen area, a foul ball. You got around on that one quickly. Got a lot of sweet spot on that bat. Let's step back in, a 0-2 count. Here comes a wind in the pitch. Outside a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You're in looking at signals. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. High above the zone. Ball 2. Count goes 2-2. Working from the windup. Lucas Gerke peering over the glove. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. Might have got off the glove of Jackson. Difficult ball to hold right there. Count remains 2-2. Stepping back in, left-handed batter. Number 6, Grady Alexander. Here comes the pitch. Breaking pitch, back door. In there for a strike. And Alexander will set down looking. 2 outs. Here in the top of the 6th inning. So we'll step in. It's going to be Taylor Albright. Taylor Albright, right-handed batter. Where's number 14? 7 hitter. Albright on the season, batting 215 games. Here comes a pitch. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. Taylor Albright on base percentage of 342. Here comes a pitch from Gerke. Swung on, he'll take 1 to right field. He'll have to run a long way and a good catch in right field. Had to reach out over the shoulder. And Colton Minnick made a circus catch right there. There's 3 outs. So 3 up, 3 down for the Logansport Berries also. So after 5.5 innings, still no score, 0-0. We'll also mention today's ball game is in parts being brought to you by Lisa Stokes Bear. Lisa Stokes Bear at Century 21. She's a real estate agent with a high real estate IQ that will work for the benefit of you. That's Lisa. Lisa specializes in residential and corporate relocations. She has a vast knowledge with more than 25 years of question answering experience. You can let Lisa look or let Lisa list. Each home is precious, and Lisa Stokes Bear is well aware. Century 21, Sheets Company. Highly recommended. Real estate agent and a real estate broker. To contact Lisa Stokes Bear by phone or text message 317 513 4086. Again, that number is 317 513 4086. Lisa Stokes Bear Century 21. Stepping in for the Knights. Bottom of the sixth inning. No score. First batter, number 30. You got Sandberg. Working from the windup. Here's the pitch from Duke. We'll take one to center field. He's going to back up Michael Rogers. He'll work to his left. He'll catch it right at the front of the warning track. And a nice drive by Gus Sandberg. But it's caught for the first out. So one out here in the bottom of the sixth. Next batter to step in for the Knights. Going to be number 33, DJ Gilkey. DJ Gilkey batting 280. Played in 20 games out of the 21. Left-handed batter, first pitch. Outside edge. Breaking pitch. Caught the edge. Strike one. Lefty versus the lefty. 463 on base for Gilkey. Here's a pitch. Another breaking pitch in there for a strike. 0-2 count to DJ Gilkey. He's got 14 hits. 9 are singles, 5 are doubles. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And he'll go down swinging. And Carson Dukes seems to be getting a little stronger as the game goes along. He's got good placement with that breaking pitch. 2 outs here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Stepping into bat, be number 13, Calvin Reisman. Last time up, he had a marathon of foul balls. Here comes the first pitch from Dukes. Low and inside, ball one. So number 13, Dukes, facing number 13, Calvin. Out of the windup, here comes the 1-0. Swung on, he'll take it to center field, shallow. Nope, real shallow. Going to be caught behind second base in the grass by second baseman Taylor Albright. And the Knights are retired, 3 up, 3 down here in the sixth inning. So we'll go to the seventh inning. We'll see if it's going to be a 1-inning ball game or will it take extra innings. So the Knights will play defensively here in the top of the seventh. No score. We'll also mention today's ball game is in part being brought to you by Camino and Company. Camino and Company, they're in downtown Noblesville, right on the square. They're on the northeast side of the square. You can reach them on the web. You can find them at Camino-and-company.com. Camino and Company is a mobile flower shop brought to you by local flower farmers and providers, small business partners, and the Camino and Company founders. Their mascot is a 1984 El Camino SS. That El Camino belongs to V.E. Witham. He is the grandpa of Carly Witham Elbrett. Carly is on the job today. They've got a peony festival right there in Noblesville. It's pretty big time, and she's working there at that one. And the goal of Camino and Company is to please each customer from their concept to the Camino and Company completion. Again, Camino-and-company.com. They are now booking 2025 Pride. Stepping into bat for Logansport. 8-hitter, number 19, Jose Portilla. First pitch from Good. Off-speed pitch. He's out in front of it. Swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike. Right-handed batter, Portilla. Here's the pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. Count goes 0-2. Working pretty quick on the rubber right there. Here's Lucas Kirk. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, swing and miss. And they'll throw it around the horn. And there's 1 out here in the top of the seventh inning. Next batter going to step in. It's going to be number 1, Aiden Swank. Swank has 2 hits in this ballgame. He's got a single and a double. Taking a ground ball just inside the first baseline, picked up there by Gerke, and he'll flip it underhanded for out number 2 to Gus Sandberg. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Next batter going to step in to see Deegan Kitchell. I should say Dagan. It's Deagan. Dagan Kitchell. He's a 3-sport athlete, and that's an understatement. He plays basketball, football. He'll get you a touchdown on the football field. Here comes a pitch from Gerke. High and inside is going to get him. So Kitchell is going to jog down to first base with a hit by pitch. And it's not intentional because Lucas Gerke trying to get out of the inning. So Kitchell hit by pitch. And next batter we'll see in the batter's box will be the 2-hitter, number 18, Bryson Herb. Hit by pitch number 4 on the season for Lucas Gerke. He'll pitch from a stretch. Peer in, look at Satan. Facing the left-handed batter, Bryson Herb. Out of the set position. Here's the pitch. Swung on to right field. Going to bounce a couple of times. Going to get by the glove. Going to slip up there in right field. Around in third base. And score the first run of the ball game is going to be Dagan Kitchell in first base. And Colton Minnie tried to hold up there, but the grass is still damp. You know it is. It got a lot of saturation yesterday. And that's exactly what happened. So he's there to his left, trying to put the stops on to get to the baseball. Slipped up to the surface, ball got by him. So runner at third base is Bryson Herb. Stepping in, 3-hitter, number 2, Braylon Ritchie, designated hitter. And now the stretch, now the set. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, will be a base hit, 1 hop over right field. Second runner for the Berries. It's Bryson Herb. And a base hit RBI from Braylon Ritchie, the designated hitter. So with 2 outs, the runs happen with 2 outs. Stepping in, number 2, Braylon, take that back, number 10, 4-hitter, Camden Chapman, right-handed batter, out of set. Gerke, here's the pitch. Outside of ball. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning, 2 runs in for the Berries. Out of set. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right-handed batter. 4-hitter Camden Chapman. Where's number 10? The first baseman. Pitch comes in, going to pop it up. Playable from the infield. Going to be a foul territory. Calling him off. Calling Jackson Kane off. Was Gus Sandberg making the catch for the final out here in the top of the 7th. But not before 2 runs score. 2 runs in for Logansport. And right now, it's a 2-0 ball game. Knights are going to bat in the bottom of the 7th inning. They'll come to the plate. And we'll mention, again, Logansport Berries are going to host their sectional. Their sectional is going to happen right there at Logansport on a synthetic field turf. Game 1, that's going to be on Wednesday, the 28th of May. It'll be Logansport and Twin Lakes at 5 p.m. And then game 2 and 3, they'll happen the next day on Thursday, the 29th. Western and West Lafayette will play at 5 o'clock. Mechaniqua and Northwestern will play at 7 o'clock. And then on Saturday, the 31st, the 3 o'clock game, that'll be the winner of Logansport, Twin Lakes. And then the 5 o'clock game on that same Saturday, the 31st. It'll be the winner of Western and West Lafayette, or the winner of Mechaniqua and Northwestern. Their final game will happen on Monday, June the 2nd. Right there, June the 2nd at 5 p.m. First pitch comes in, ball inside, 1 ball, no strikes. In the batter's box for Central Catholic, the 8-hitter, number 41, Brennan Van Kirk, working from the windup. Carson Dukes, here's the pitch. Outside edge, strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike. Colton Minnick is on deck. From the windup, here comes the 1-1 pitch to Van Kirk. Low for a ball. Good block right there by Grady Alexander. Stepping back in. Van Kirk. Working from the windup, here comes the 2-1 pitch. They call a strike. They're calling outside edge. Down goes 3-1. Brennan Van Kirk, right-handed batter. Working from the windup, Carson Dukes. Here comes the pitch. Outside for a ball. 2-2 count. They're now looking at 6. Carson Dukes. Out of the windup, pitch. Swung on, ground ball foul on left side. Picked up there on a hop by Coach Boardman. Tosses it back to Carson. Here and in looking at 6. 2-2 kick. Going inside, I guess it was a 3-2 kick. The jog to first base. Brennan Van Kirk picks up the walk. Walk number 8 for Van Kirk on the season. Van Kirk with just 61 plate appearances. Stepping into bat for the Knights. Number 5, Colton Minnick. Colton Minnick, batting .235, got a .422 on base percentage. Right-handed batter facing the lefty. Out of the set, Carson Dukes, here's the pitch. Swung on, pop it, playable. Right side, gonna be a tough catch now. It's gonna be a foul ball. So Braylon, I should say, Camden Chapman got himself turned around and had to turn around and find the baseball. Couldn't find it. Once he turned around, I should mention, he's the first baseman. Taylor Albright was nearby, and Dagan Kitchell was not too far away. So Colton Minnick going to live on new life here. So no balls, 1 strike. Let's step in. Right-handed batter. Peering in, looking to see now out of the set. Carson Dukes. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. They'll take a base hit to left center field. Put a 1 hop in the glove of Michael Rogers. And the Knights have 2 aboard. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning with nobody out. So Knights going to send to the plate their 1-hitter. Going to be Hudson Gutwine. Hudson Gutwine on the season, batting .386. He missed 1 game. He was under the weather for 1 game. .602 on base percentage. That's 88 plate appearances, 57 at bats. He's got a base hit in this ball game. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of set. Check second base. Here's the pitch. Going to take 1 to left center field, almost like the hit that Colton Minnick just got. Going to be picked up there in front of the wall. Lost the handle, Michael Rogers. And they're going to tie the ball game at 2. So a 2-base hit to left center field, 2 RBI off the bat of Hudson Gutwine. So Hudson Gutwine now with 21 RBI on the season. Picks up a double. On that particular play, he's got 2 hits in the ballgame. Coach Borden, they're going to walk over. They're going to meet Schumer halfway, have a little conversation. So Hudson Gutwine represents the winning run at second base. Nobody out. Get ready to step in if the 2-hitter, Alex Schumer. Alex Schumer, Mikey Stapleton, and I should say Lucas Gerke and Jackson King are the only 4 players on the Knights ball team that have played in every game. So timeout on the timing. Coach Dan Fry going to walk out, talk with his infield. Carson Dukes thought he might have been ready to hand the baseball to Coach. I don't think Coach is going to ask for it. Coach is going to let him go. I tell you what, we're in the 7th inning. He's pitched a fine ball game. Carson Dukes. I think he's going to remain in the ball game. They did have some bullpen activity. Coach Dan Fry wasn't asking for any bullpen. So he'll walk back off the surface. They all met, the infield met their pitchers man. They'll disperse now. They'll go back to their positions. Coach Bornett is talking a little bit with Hudson Goodwine. He'll jog to second base now. And Alex Schumer going to step in, left-handed batter facing the lefty, Carson Dukes. Out of the set position, first pitch to Schumer. Going to be a ground ball. Might score the run. Dagan Kitchell couldn't come up with the ball there at third back in right field. Coach Bornay was holding up Hudson Goodwine. The base hit at the evacuated second base spot. Taylor Albright holding on the runner. So at first base now is Alex Schumer. At third base is Hudson Goodwine. Still nobody out. 2 runs in. It's a tie ball game at 2. We're the bottom of the 7th inning. Carson Dukes out of stretch. Now the set position. Lucas Gertz, left-handed batter. Here's the pitch. Outside of ball. Good block right there by Grady Alexander. Ball was in the dirt. Alexander put the block on. Kept it lateral to him around home plate. So 1 ball, no strikes. The infield is in. Outfield is shallow. Stepping back in, Lucas Gerke. Out of the set, Carson Dukes. Here's the pitch. Schumer going to take off for second base. Foul ball left side, going to float. And they're going to say, not sure, they're going to say the out was caught. That's a good play. Foul territory near the home plate area. The bullpen, there's 1 out. And what a good play by Jose Portilla, the third baseman. So Lucas Gerke will set down. That'll be the first out on the Knights. Stepping in is Jackson Kane, 4-hitter. Jackson Kane batting .361. And they're going to elect to put Jackson Kane on base. So Jackson's going to get an intentional walk. They're going to load the bases. They're going to try for a double play. At least try to get the out at home plate lead runner on a ground ball. So Hudson should say, stepping in, Gus Sandberg. Infield on the lip of the grass. Here comes the pitch. Strike comes. Ball comes in. Strike called. Right below the kneecaps. 0-1 count to Sandberg. Step back in. Peering in, looking at signals. Out of the stretch. Carson Dukes. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Low, short off the glove. Another good play by Grady Alexander. Grady Alexander going to have to block them all. Can't let one get by. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning. It's a 2-2 ball game. Knights have bases loaded. Out of the set. Here comes the pitch. Swung on to take the right field. It's going to drop in. A base hit. That's going to complete the ball game. It'll be a 3-2 final. All 5 runs came in the 7th inning. What a ball game. Logansport and Central Catholic. 12:46 p.m. And the final score is Central Catholic 3, Logansport Berries 2. And we do thank you for tuning in. We're going to bow out of here for this game. We'll be back for the second game. That second game slated to start at 2 p.m. with the Greencastle Tiger Cubs. So the Knights and the Berries going to shake hands as they cross home plate. It's all about good sportsmanship, and we do thank you for tuning in. And we'll be back, if you want to tune back in, about 1:45. We'll try to be on the air. Thank you for listening, and thank my wife back home for sound check and making sure that it's all working well. And we'll be back, no matter if you're home or away. If you're doing the teaching and the learning, don't let it go. Keep the fire burning. Say what, if you want to stay tuned, I'm going to go ahead and try to talk with Coach Bourdonnais. Hold on, and we'll talk with him.
It is a special day for someone, and your expectations will be true after you. Ice time is designated with 3 passes for spring for 2.
Hey, we're post game right now. I'm going to talk to Coach Bourdonnais. I tell you what, Coach, exciting ball game. 2 pitchers went the distance.
Yeah, it was a classic pitchers duel tournament type ball game. Both pitchers were pretty much in control and dodged a couple bullets along the way. We had bases loaded a couple of times, and Dubes pitched out of it, and Lucas pitched out of some trouble, and we made some good defensive plays behind him. And hats off to our guys because we give up a 2 spot there, kind of off a fluky play. Colton slips and right, and then we battled back in the bottom of the 7th. Kind of the same thing that happened last week with Guerin. A fluky play, they scored. We had to lead, and we went down 2 runs on a fluky play, and then the same thing happened today. But our guys did a great job, especially in the 7th inning. Brennan leadoff walk, Colton single, just kind of set up the inning right for Hudson. He's one of our most clutch players. Came through with a 2-run double there, and then Gus been squaring the ball up all day and came through getting the winning run in.
Hoosier Conference is a happening conference.
It is. There's a lot of good baseball in the Hoosier Conference, and that was evident. Today. It was evident last night, Western Twin Lakes game. So we're really pleased to come out on top today against a good Logansport team.
And now you're going to see a Greencastle team, Tiger Cubs, and they have a good record also.
Oh yeah, they're one of the top teams in 2A. I suspect they're going to make a deep run in the tournament coming out of the South. So we're having our hands full Going to see a different style of pitcher. I'm sure they have a couple of righties that throw pretty hard. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. Hopefully we can finish off the day with a sweep.